The jetpatcher equipment works on the basis to move the aggregate on a high volume of air and the emulsion with a high pressure of air. Both then they never go together until they apply maybe 1 second before they hit the ground. All the materials are separately from each other. That means always you're going to have the best and clean material for the repair. After you have the material complete, the emulsion and the aggregate, we strongly recommend it to use rapid setting cationic emulsion. And the aggregate need to be a mixture between 3 and 12 millimeters. Okay. Then that both material are mixture on the bottom of the hoses. The hoses carry on the complete material to a high speed more than 100 kilometers. And the emulsion moves in more than 40 psi. Okay, now let's go to talk about the steps to make the repair. The first step is made it on the basis to blow all the dirty and the water, including the water from inside the hole. Okay. The second step is you need to seal complete the inside the hole and around the corners of the hole. After that, through the flow of aggregate, we need pass through moving only one button. We need to pass the aggregate, and then we got to obtain the mixture until we fill the hole, and then we can obtain the same level than the asphalt normal. The fourth step is to add on the top of the repair some of dry chips. That means we can use aggregate, dry, or sand. This is a tank to have the emulsion. It works on the base to have pressure inside and move the emulsion over 40 psi, pound square inch. All the volume of air and all the volume of aggregate we obtain it basis on the engine. I'm going to show later how is the engine inside. Here we have the hopper to have the aggregate. Especially for this machine, that machine can carry 4 cubic meters of aggregate. Then we have a separate hopper who can carry dry sand or dry chip on less dimension. Okay, all the aggregate move to this belt. These belts are located in all the hopper. And with this belt we can move all the aggregate on this hopper. Entry system to send it through the aggregate. All the aggregate come from the belt to this area, and then we send them through the hose. Of air come to this frame from the engine to here, and then we have a reduction of diameter on the air. That means we can pass through this one to the bottom and then to here. And here we obtain the speed for more than 100 kilometers to send them through all the aggregate. It's a very good express about we don't have any wear part inside that venturi. This is a control system From here, we can start the engine, we can control the RPMs, we can control the battery and the oil and water temperature. At the same time, we can control the speed of the belt to add more or less aggregate. At the same time, we have an emergency control to stop the engine as soon as we can. This is the main system to control the emulsion addition. The emulsion came from this tank to this valve, and then we can add more emulsion to move to this hose until arrive to the filter, basket filter. Inside this device, we have a filter to control impurity on the emulsion. All these tanks for 4 cubic meter and 5 cubic meter are 160 liters of emulsion. Control of pressure. From here we can control the pressure of the equipment. We can increase the pressure or we can decrease the pressure. The setting pressure for the equipment is 40 psi. The emulsion is heating, passing through a heat interchange. That means all the emulsion become more fluid to avoid some lumps inside the emulsion. This is a control to heat the emulsion by night. When you stop the machine, here we have a resistance and one control to keep the emulsion warm. And you only need to control connecting from here to the normal connection electrical. We have the hydraulic oil who make the movement for the hydraulic pressure to move the belt. Then after filter, and all the tanks who have pressure have to control manometer, pressure control, a safety valve, and a valve that can be opened to full again. This is the tank for diesel or kerosene who have 25 liters. This is the tank for water who have 100 liters. And they have the same manometer, safety valve, and valve to refill. To increase the revolution of the engine, we need to push the green button. Okay. To decrease the speed, we need to push the red button. To open the aggregate, we need to turn this button to position 1. And to put dry aggregate, we need to open on the position 2. The black button, avoid to have a contact with the driver of the truck to tell him to move away or go forward. This is a control valve. This is the control valve to open and close the emulsion. Like you see, everything is concentrated on the wheel and the operator can use only one hand. This is the control to measure the volume of emulsion. With this control the volume. With this one you can clean the ring, the sprayer ring, very easily from here. Now we're going to see how the jetpatcher is controlling the power, the blower, the compressor and the engine. Like you see, this is a 4-piston engine, a diesel. He controls the movement from the compressor and the blower. All of these units have his own filters, have the main control to increase the speed of the engine, and at the same time, if the engine increases the speed, the blower and the compressor increase the speed. All of these are safety devices who can keep on a safety base the engine. The engine have his own battery and he has his own cooler, radiator. All the filters have the primary filter who can control the biggest particular of dust from here to here. Here is a control, a 3-inch valve, the safety relief valve, a non-return valve, manometer, and a safety valve. From here you can see the hopper with the aggregate. Okay, that the reason because it's not necessary to have in operation the truck is because he's had his own starter. The engine, the auxiliary engine, have his own starter to start the equipment and to control the speed and the revolution of the engine. Okay, now let's go see the steps on live. The volume of emulsion. And the third is to add some dry chip. can see a complete finish repair. This is the final texture of the repair. Everything of this was made in less of 1 hour and a half. The complete reparation. And is ready to be open to the traffic. It's not necessary to wait until it becomes dry. Like you can see, the jetpatcher equipment is complete. The truck is not necessary to be working because the jetpatcher equipment have complete self-unit installed. An engine, an auxiliary engine, and a blower, and a compressor, and a hydraulic pump. That means you can stop your truck and the jetpatcher is still running.